Hi there, my name is William, creator of muoniotv. I first heard about Mika when I was doing the Olos Ski Center video, so I was delighted when I got the opportunity to interview him. This is part one of that interview. I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and of course leave us a comment. And why not join me again next week for another story about life above the Arctic Circle.
My name is Mika Fält. I'm a free skier, alpinist, and free ski coach. Oh, what could I say? I was born in southern Finland in Vantaa back in 1977, and when I think I was 3 years old when my parents built a house of their own and we moved to Helsinki. I think I was pretty active as a child, doing lots of stuff, and I have a 2 years older brother that I was trying to keep up with, so it kind of kept me busy. My father he was working in advertising. Now he's retired, but I think for the last 10 years he's been a professional hockey coach. And my mother worked at the real estate. Well, at the age of 3 I had cerebral hemorrhage, and my left hand and left leg got paralyzed. And well, I think it was kind of a shock for the whole family. I was so little that I don't know how big of a shock it was for me, but I still can remember the actual event. We were at the grocery store with my mother, and you have this, these carts when you can put the children sitting in the cart. When we left the grocery store, I couldn't let my left hand off the bar, and my mother had to force my fingers out to get the hand out of it. And a little bit later on, it also affected my leg, but that I can't remember. And then I spent almost a year more or less in a hospital when they just tried to figure out what is wrong. I think I was a few days in a hospital in a test, and then back home and back to the hospital and then back home. And the magnetic photos showed that I have 2 marks of a bursted vein in the right side of my brain. I started physiotherapy, I think, straight away after the incident. I had few physiotherapists. The longest that I had, she worked with me for almost 10 years. Yeah, it was once a week, every week, except for summer holidays. Pretty much 10, 12 years. Lots of crossing the vertical line. Also some muscle strengthening, but I think that wasn't that essential at the time. Lots of stepping exercises, just basic, for example, push-ups, stuff like that, and some means to relax also the muscles the muscle tension is high basically all the time on the left side. And lots of doing things again and again and again and again just to get the pattern right. I don't know if I went to the same physiotherapist pattern as an adult, it might feel a bit boring. I don't know if I was 4 or 5, we have a summer cottage beside the lake, and my parents thought that it would be quite necessary to me also learn how to swim. They took me to a swimming school which was for disabled children. I think for a year I went there was it every Saturday or something like that, and I learned the basics, because how you teach child with a disability to swim is a little bit different from the traditional swimming school, because you have to adapt yourself to the water and with the disability. For example, with me, with center of gravity, quantity of muscles are a little bit different. If it moved from the center a little bit to the right, and if I go to the water and I just float on the water and I do nothing, I start to roll around. I guess I was pretty good at it, because before I knew it, I was in a swimming competition and training in normal swimming team in HTU Helsingin työväenuimarit. I think I was 13 or 14 when I reached the national team, and well, yeah. So I've also competed in national competitions. 100 meters backstroke. Okay. was my main discipline, and then the longer freestyle, 200 meters and 400 meters freestyle. I think my last Finnish championships were, so I was 18 at the time. Somewhere around that time I realized that I couldn't reach the quality that I would have succeeded on like top 3, top 5 in Paralympics. Well, basically we trained 2 times a day all the time, and it was pretty hard work, and I was pretty focused on swimming. And then when the reality hit me, it was like, why am I watching this bottom of the pool all the time when I can do something else? The background is that my parents didn't have skiing as a hobby. My aunt, she lives in Berlin, and she found a book by a physiotherapist, Anne-Marie Dokumun, about how to teach children with cerebral palsy how to ski. Basically, what we did after that, we went to the local hill, and my mother read the book how to do it. There were exercises and photos and stuff like that, and we started like that. Somewhere around a year later, the local community from Finnish CP Association started skiing courses for children with cerebral palsy. Basically for like 3 or 4 years on the winter time, like once a week in a pre-local hill nearby Helsinki. I blame my physiotherapist Mikko Avela from that. He was also instructor in the course that I just talked about, and he's an alpine coach, and he convinced me to try competing in alpine skiing, and so I did. And before I knew it, I was training with an Espoo slalom, and I moved to national team in Paralympic national team in alpine skiing. And this might sound kind of weird, but I've never been really competitive person, and I never felt like home in this alpine skiing world. What happened? I moved to Jyväskylä to do some studies, and I got to more or less know the local skiers from Jyväskylä, and at the time like pioneer of free skiing. And I got to know those people and started to ski more with them, and it was so much more fun than being on an alpine track. So kind of moved on from the competitive world.